Feeling lonely even when you're with someone. Notice that conversations feel empty, or worse, you barely talk at all. It's painful, and it happens more often as we get older. Many couples slowly drift apart, not because they stop loving each other, but because they stop knowing how to stay connected. The silence grows. The distance feels colder. It's not just sad, it's dangerous. Loneliness in old age can hurt your health, your spirit, even your will to live. But it doesn't have to be this way. Even at 70, 75, or beyond, love can still grow stronger. You just need to understand how to keep the bond alive. In this video, I'll show you 7 simple, proven ways to rebuild closeness. Small changes that can heal big wounds. Ways to bring back the warmth, the laughter, and the meaning you miss. If you feel that cold distance, stay with me. Let's fix it together before it's too late. Number 1, the memory tap technique. When you have been with someone for years, even decades, it is easy to fall into routines. The deep love is still there, but sometimes it feels a little quiet, like something warm under a blanket you have not touched in a while. That is where the simple trick comes in, the memory tap. You see, when we remember the good old times together, it is not just cute. It actually stirs up oxytocin, the same hormone that helps us bond and feel close. It is your brain's way of saying, hey, this person means the world to me. And that emotional spark, it can come back stronger than ever. Let me tell you about Jim and Margaret. They have been married for 52 years. Over time, like many couples, the day-to-day started to feel more like roommates than soulmates. But Jim one day tried something different. He brought up their first dance. You know, that awkward, slow sway in the gym when his palms were sweating. Then he mentioned that wild road trip to Utah where they got lost and laughed the whole way. And of course, the legendary burnt Thanksgiving turkey that turned into Chinese takeout on the couch. At first, Margaret just smiled, but then came the laughs, the old glances, the little squeeze of the hand. Those small memories did something big. They reminded them both of who they had always been. Not just a couple surviving, but 2 people deeply in love. So how can you try this? It is easier than you think. Pick one night a week, maybe over dinner, and just share a favorite memory. Keep it light. Bring out an old photo, play a song you both used to dance to, or even light a candle with a scent that brings you back. Like vanilla, leather, or that cologne you wore when you first met. These little memory triggers work wonders. The goal is not to live in the past, but to tap into it, to reconnect emotionally and bring back those feelings of joy, comfort, and real connection. Because sometimes the key to moving forward is just remembering where it all began. So go ahead, tap into those memories. Your heart will know exactly what to do. Number 2, the silent pause power move. You know, sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Rose, who's 74, told us something really touching. She said that for years, her partner would always jump in with advice or comments when she was talking. But one day, something shifted. He just sat with her, fully present, no interruptions. And in that silence, something changed. Their conversations started to feel deeper, more comforting. She said it felt like being truly seen, not just heard, but understood. And that feeling, it brought them closer than ever. That's the quiet magic of a well-placed pause. In moments when emotions run high, whether it's sadness, frustration, or even joy, our instinct is often to fill the space, to say something, anything. But the truth is, silence gives space for feelings to breathe. It lets the other person process. And it shows that you are right there with them, not rushing, not judging, just holding that moment with them. From a psychology point of view, silence like this signals deep presence. It tells the brain, you are safe here, take your time. And for people we care about, especially as we get older, that feeling of emotional safety is everything. So here's something simple to try next time you have a real heart-to-heart. Ask a meaningful question, something that comes from the heart. Then pause. Count slowly to 5 before saying anything else. It might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but that pause, it speaks volumes. It shows that you are truly listening, that you care enough to give them room. This one small shift can make your conversations feel more genuine, more healing, and more connected. Because sometimes silence really does say it best. Number 3, the compliment surprise. You know that warm feeling you get when someone says something kind? Out of nowhere, that little jolt of joy. That's dopamine, your brain's reward chemical, kicking in. And it turns out surprising someone with a heartfelt compliment does way more than just make them smile. It creates a little spark of connection right there in the moment. Now, we are not talking about the usual, "You look nice today." That's sweet, but it kind of blends into the background after a while, doesn't it? What really hits deep is when you notice something personal, something real. Like saying, "The way your eyes light up when you talk about your dreams, it makes me feel lucky to know you." That kind of compliment, it sticks. It's unexpected, and that surprise makes it powerful. Psychologists say this mix, the surprise plus the praise, lights up the same part of the brain that responds to winning a prize. And honestly, feeling seen and appreciated, that is a pretty great prize in a relationship. So, here is a little challenge. Take just 5 minutes today. Grab a pen or open a note on your phone. Write down 3 unique things you genuinely love about your partner. Not surface stuff, but those little things only you might notice. Like the way they tuck their hair behind their ear when they are deep in thought, or how they always remember to ask about your mom, or maybe the way their laugh gets louder when they are really happy. Once you have got your 3, hold on to them. And then, over the next week, find natural, unexpected moments to share them. Not all at once, just drop them in when they least expect it, maybe while you are cooking together, or during a quiet drive. That's when it really lands. And if you are just starting to date someone, this works just as beautifully. A thoughtful, specific compliment can open the door to real connection. At the end of the day, it is not about being poetic. It is about being real, noticing, saying what matters, and giving someone a reason to feel special, right when they least expect it. Number 4, mirroring the body language secret. You ever meet someone and just feel like you've known them forever, like something just clicked? That feeling doesn't happen by accident. There's actually a little trick behind it, and it's called mirroring. It's one of those quiet, almost invisible ways we build trust and closeness, especially when we're meeting someone new. Here's the idea. When we subtly copy someone's body language, maybe the way they sit, how they move their hands, even the tone of their voice, it signals connection. Not in a fake way, but in a natural, human way. Studies have shown that people feel more comfortable and emotionally in sync with someone who mirrors them. Our brains pick up on that similarity, and it makes us feel safe. It builds that we're on the same page kind of bond. Let me tell you about David. He's 79, kind of quiet, but charming in that gentle way. He went on a coffee date for the first time in years. During the conversation, he noticed the woman leaned in a little, so he leaned in too. She smiled more. When she crossed her legs, he slowly did the same. Nothing obvious, just calm, natural movements. Later, she told him, "I don't know why, but I felt like we just clicked. Like I'd known you forever." That's the power of mirroring. It is not about tricking anyone. It is about showing without words, "Hey, I'm here with you. I'm paying attention. I'm present." Now, if you want to try it, here's how to keep it simple. Just start by watching the other person's posture. Are they sitting back or leaning forward? Are their arms relaxed or crossed? If they gesture with their hands, do it gently too. Match the rhythm of their voice, maybe even their energy level. But always keep it light. If it feels forced, it will look forced. This little habit, tuning in and reflecting the other person, can quietly open doors. Whether it is a first date, a friendly chat, or reconnecting with someone close, mirroring builds comfort. And comfort, especially as we get older, is what makes real connection possible. Number 5, love language reveal night. Sometimes we show love in the way we want to give it, not the way our partner truly feels it. And that little difference can make all the difference. There is this sweet couple, Elaine and Frank. Elaine is 71, and all her life she's expressed love through baking. She made the most perfect pies, just like her mother did. But over the years, she noticed Frank didn't always seem touched. He'd thank her, smile, but something felt missing. One day after reading about the 5 love languages, she asked him, "How do you feel most loved?" And Frank, quiet and gentle as always, just said, "When you hold my hand, that's when I feel it most." Turns out Frank's love language was physical touch. Elaine had been speaking in pies while he needed something as simple as a warm hand in his. And from that moment, their connection deepened. She still baked, but now she always reached for his hand while the pie cooled. And Frank, he started leaving her little notes because words of affirmation made her heart full. This idea comes from Dr. Gary Chapman, who studied thousands of couples and found that real intimacy grows when we speak each other's love language. It could be words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, or physical touch. We all have a dominant one, and knowing it makes love feel seen. So here is something you can try. Plan a love language reveal night. Take the quiz together. It is fun and often surprising. Then for just one night, do something that speaks your partner's love language. If they value quality time, turn off the TV and sit down for a long, uninterrupted chat. If it is acts of service, maybe make them tea just the way they like it. You do not have to do something big, just something real. Because love is not just about the words we say, it is about being understood. And when you show care in the way your partner feels it, something beautiful happens. You both feel more connected, more appreciated, and more in love. Number 6, the third-person story strategy. Sometimes the hardest conversations are the ones we need the most. But when emotions run deep, bringing something up directly can feel way too risky. That is where this little trick comes in, using a story about someone else to open the door. Psychologists actually have a name for it: projective reflection. It simply means we feel safer talking about a difficult issue when it is not about us, at least not on the surface. Like instead of saying, "I feel like we are not connecting anymore," which can make the other person defensive, you might say, "I saw this movie where the couple kind of lost touch emotionally, and it really stuck with me." It is a softer way in, but it works because it gets people thinking. And more importantly, it gets them feeling. George, who is 80, tried this with his wife. He had been feeling lonely, but he did not want to make it sound like he was blaming her. So one night while they were watching the news, he mentioned a friend of theirs, another older couple who seemed a bit distant lately. He said, "Do you think they might be feeling kind of alone even together?" That one question turned into an hour-long talk. Not about the friend, but about them. They both shared things they had not said in years. And it was all because George took the pressure off by telling a story that was not really about him, at least at first. The beauty of this strategy is that it works in almost any relationship, not just romantic ones. You can use a book, a movie, even a headline from the paper. If it is something you both know, it becomes a safe starting point. You are not saying "you did this" or "I feel that." You are just saying, "Hey, this made me think." And that opens the door. Because once the door is open, honesty can come in. Without fear, without blame. Just two people trying to understand each other a little better. Number 7, plan the 10-year love vision. What if love could age like fine wine, richer, deeper, more meaningful with time? That's not just a dream, it's something you can actually build together. When two people sit down and picture their future, it does something powerful. It tells your brain and your heart, "Hey, this is long-term. We're in this for real." It sparks hope, releases bonding hormones, and creates emotional safety. That's especially important as we get older, when stability and purpose matter even more. Take Martha and Carol, for example. They're a same-sex couple in their 70s. And instead of settling into routine, they got playful with their future. They made a bucket list, but not just any list. It was their shared love vision. Things like chasing the northern lights, learning how to tango again, and volunteering at a wildlife rescue. Every time they talked about it, their eyes lit up, because suddenly the years ahead weren't just empty space, they were full of stories waiting to happen. And here's the beautiful part. You do not need to travel the world or do anything fancy. The key is dreaming together. Maybe it's renovating the garden. Maybe it's trying new foods. Maybe it's just promising to watch the sunset every Friday. When you both commit to a future vision, big or small, It builds lasting emotional investment. So try this. Sit down with your partner, no distractions, and ask, what do the next 10 years look like for us? Write it out. Create a vision board or record a video message to each other. Make it yours. This little act isn't just about setting goals. It is about planting hope. It says, I believe in us, not just now, but tomorrow and 10 years from now too. Because love does not stop growing just because we've aged. In fact, when nurtured right, it grows deeper roots. Which of these 7 love psychology tips are you going to try first? Comment the number below, 1 through 7, and tell us your story. And if you believe it's never too late to fall in love again, hit that like button and subscribe for more uplifting, science-backed videos. Share this with a friend over 70 who's still young at heart, or anyone who believes in second chances at love. You are never too old to love and never too old to learn how to love better. The science is clear. Even small changes in how we speak, how we listen, how we connect with another person can lead to powerful transformation. It is never about being perfect. It is about being present. Real love is not loud or flashy. It shows up quietly in small gestures, in patience and honesty. Whether you are 70, 80, or even 90, love does not disappear with age. It grows deeper. It becomes wiser. It becomes more real. You have more to give than you think. More kindness, more warmth, more understanding. And someone out there is ready to receive it. So please do not wait. Try just one of these little love tricks today. Maybe you send a sweet message. Maybe you take someone's hand and just hold it a bit longer. Maybe you sit quietly and truly listen without jumping in. These tiny choices, they build the kind of love that lasts. Thanks for spending this time with us today. If this touched your heart, subscribe and join our growing family of wise, open-hearted souls. Because love at any age is always worth it.